are you going to be trying to use your farm for educational purposes?
Absolutely. I would like to, whether it's bridesmaids, I can see bringing bridesmaids down from the city. We go foraging for flowers, teach them how to do flower arrangements. Here's a tart from the eggs from the chickens. Here's some champagne, now go home. But also, I think teaching foraging and technique there, absolutely, because I have the room to do it.
That's astounding.
And get people out of the city.
Exactly, and it's got to be a completely different feel for you to have now a home outside of the city. After being in there for so long with the hustle and the bustle.
It's a completely different life, that's for sure. But because of technology, I'm constantly connected to my office, so it's no different. I can pick out a pink tablecloth sitting in Chelsea or at the farm.
So it's not as big of an issue that you're no longer going to be in the office 24/7.
Right, but I'm very, very much involved in the company.
You're still hand-picking everything.
Yes.
So what are some of the educational aspects that you've been involved in?
Well, I do speaking a lot to compadres, people who are also in the wedding business. I'm actually speaking in St. Lucia this weekend.
Really?
Yeah.
Flying all the way down to St. Lucia this weekend?
Yeah. To talk about destination weddings and the challenges that you meet and how to survive. And I think I've been blessed with a good outlook and have been able to survive in this business now. I've had my own company for 18 years, so I've had to adopt and adapt my life to make it work. And I'd like to talk to people about that and how to do that, because this business is extremely stressful. It's very stressful, and it can ruin your health if you let it. So I'd like to talk about that and keep that dialogue open. And I think through education, you can only be a better businessman.
Very, very true. Because I know after so many years in the industry, it makes you go squirrely.
I had hair.
I was sane at one point. So you mentioned destinations, and I know you have a whole destination wedding segment of your business, which has to be an amazing experience to be able to plan an event or a wedding from New York anywhere around the globe.
We like the challenge of it. Because you have to be crazy to be in this business, so why not be really crazy and plan it for a mountaintop in Utah? Why not?
Exactly.
We've really been pushing destinations because we enjoy the logistical challenge.
It's a break from the ordinary. You don't to find everything, right? Source it.
We do beautiful New York hotel weddings, but to do something different. We just really enjoy the challenge of it. So we've been making it happen anywhere in the world. What is our anything you can dream anywhere in the world? That's what we say.
So anywhere in the world, has there ever been a location that you weren't able to get into?
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. We by barge, train, plane, whatever it takes.
You find a way.
Yes.
And when you go to these locations, do you source how do you get your flowers and everything? Is everything coming do you network with farms or wholesalers over there to pile everything up?
If it's in Europe, I do it just like it's here. I have a wholesaler there, and I just say, put this on the truck and run it down to me. It's really no different. It's just having those connections and then figuring out how you're going to work with the locals, because locals, it's always a different time, a different approach.
With your destinations, now do you have a designated team that only does destinations, or do you have everyone in, get it done?
We have one person who handles the production like the client production side. And then whatever needs to happen, then the whole team jumps in. You know, if we have to fly the whole team in, we fly the whole team in.
Amazing.
And that's,
How big is your typical team? Because I see the scale of your events, and I just go like, my God, to get this done in the time allotted, he's got to have like an army to like.
there are times, you know, like one time we did a thing for Louis Vuitton on the 4th floor. We had to convert the 4th floor of Saks Fifth Avenue. The invitation was 6 o'clock, and we got the 4th floor at 4 o'clock.
Oh my goodness.
So you throw an army at it, and there's pre-meeting and pre-meeting and pre-meeting, and everything is on carts and everything is organized, and it rolls in the door, and everybody has a job and everybody knows what they have to do. But of course, then an elevator breaks.
Oh, of course, because why wouldn't it?
Then the second elevator breaks, and then you end up hand carrying everything, and you just make it work.
And I'm assuming, like, do you do a lot of the stuff there? Like, you don't. It's kind of like I see the scale that you do, and it's got to be hard to make stuff really like far in advance. Like, obviously, your set work you can do in
Right.
advance, but there's a lot of stuff I see that you do, and it's like I can't imagine transporting some of this stuff.
We don't. We do a lot of assembling on site because I can't. It just kills me to try to move like a big arrangement.
Oh, yes.
And see it squished in a truck, and then then it looks like hell, and then
And someone takes a turn, and it takes the turn with it.
yeah, and it's just not fair to the flowers. It's not fair to my reputation. You know, I'm putting my name on that, so it has to be done right. And so we assemble most, especially centerpieces and all of that.
Oh, yeah.
We do on site.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So how, like, in an ideal situation, how long does it take you to get one of these events together? Like, to get it together from, like...
We can do a huge event in a week or, you know, a
Wow.
year. There's some events, the big event we did in Utah, it was about 6 months of planning. So
I've seen the pictures, and it's stunning.
it was fun.
And I love, I've seen you do the place card trees.
Mhm.
And I've never seen a tree done on that scale where it is floor to ceiling. It looks like an actual tree inside. And that just, it thrills me when I see that. Like, your attention to detail is impeccable.
Well, thank you. That came about, I did that for Michael and Catherine's wedding, actually.
Oh, really?
That I knew I wanted something grand, and what's bigger than a tree? So we just went for that.
And that's like, because I see a lot of people ask for that too. Like,
Mhm.
when I'm sitting consultations, they're like, oh my God, I want a place card tree. And it's just like, to go from something like that to having to put it on a card table, it's just, there's no comparison.
Yeah. You know, the problem is several people have said, I want to recreate that, and what you don't see underneath, and I always tell people when they say I want to make one, is what you don't see is the iron underneath. That thing is really heavy, and if it fell over, it would kill someone. So that, you know, we have to, that's where safety and logistics all comes into play. It's pretty, and it can't look like there's a bunch of iron under there, but what's behind the scenes and what's underneath it is, it's a big deal. I mean, it takes 3 people just to lift the stand,
My goodness.
and a couple people to make it, and then it's all about balance.
Well, yeah, I
So
can
it's-
imagine if it's heavy on one side.
Yeah, it's not pretty.
It's just amazing.
Thank you.
Well, David, I just want to thank you for taking the time to stop
Pleasure.
by and meet with me. This has just been a dream come true to finally meet you and put
Honey,
put a
if
face
that's
to the
all you're
man.
dreaming, you got a lot more dreaming to do.
One day, I hope to be someone like you. It
Well, thank you very much.
was a
It's been my
pleasure.
pleasure.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.